What's up YouTube, and welcome back to Homebrew Subaru. In this episode I'm going to pull the cylinder heads off of that WRX engine. So what's up everyone? I kind of hesitated actually coming out here this weekend because I kind of had a bad week, and then as you can see it snowed outside. The temperatures dropped quite a bit, and the garage really kind of holds a cold temperature because of all the concrete floor. So I've got to come out early and kick on my heat, and with the heat on high it should warm up in here reasonably quick. But I think for today I had planned on pulling the cylinder heads off, but I think I'm gonna get down to them kind of thing, pull the covers off and the gears, the rear section of the timing cover, get the spark plugs out, and then I'll be able to perform my leak down test and at least get a slight idea of what may have happened to that side. So bank 2 is the one I'm worried about. The timing gears were off when I took the belt off, and it does need to be inspected for a little bit of damage. And then I think the week after I'll go ahead and pull the heads off and inspect them. Give me some time to clean up and around here. So this video is likely going to be a lot shorter than what I thought it was going to be, and I'm literally going to go inside right now and make myself breakfast while the garage heats up, and then I'll come back out and start on this thing. So I guess first of all, breakfast was great, thanks for wondering. Second, having this thing sitting on the milk crate makes it very easy to move around, especially with the flat bottom on the milk crate. So I've gone ahead and taken the covers off of both sides, which kind of reveals the camshafts, and then not really thinking about it, everything's relaxed right now. All the valves are closed, so I'm pretty much ready to go ahead and do a leak down test. I decided, well, I'll try and get these cam gears off, and I was able to crack the other side and this intake one all by hand, but this bottom one just does not want to free, and I'm not going to tear a muscle out of my forearm trying to get it loose. So not too often do I pull this thing out, but this is a snap-on gun that I bought years ago, maybe close to 10 years now, and I rarely use it just because I want it to last the rest of my life. And whenever I really need to get something apart or break, this is the guy I pull out. For this kind of bolt, I think this is what I'm going to use. So here I'm using a 10mm impact hex bit on the end of the camshaft. I've got a 29mm wrench. It doesn't get onto the inside of the camshaft and hold it tightly, but you can get it to a point where it should hold it good enough. And one good wrap with this gun and this thing should come loose. Works every time. And there, I've taken the glove off of it. It's an MG 725. It's not a lightweight gun, but it's the most powerful gun that I've ever had. And all those other, like, Ingersoll Rand 231s, or like the ones we get at Canadian Tire, they are nothing compared to this thing. And even the electric Milwaukees are not gonna bust bolts like this thing does. Sorry. So I've taken the spark plugs out, and although they look like they've been running quite rich on both sides, I don't see any major issues, and they were just put in. They definitely don't have any mileage on them. Debating whether I might even reuse them, as long as I can keep them clean. The gap looks really good, and they're not fouled at all, so same on the other side. Something else I've really noticed is the heads are really clean. They're signs that the oil was changed very regularly. No real carbon deposits built up anywhere. With the spark plugs all out, I'm going to set up for a leak down test, and I don't have to worry about my camshafts at all. All the valve tension is released, so all the valves are closed, and Doesn't really matter where the pistons lie at this point. I just need to get air into the cylinders and see what percentage of leak is happening. I should be able to go through this rather quickly. Just going to start right on number 1 cylinder. I'll do them in order, go to number 2. And might have to wait for the compressor to build a little bit. I'm not quite sure how filled it is right now. But considering everything is closed, should just be able to take air right away. Kind of get the gauge over here so you guys can get a better look at it. It might try and turn. Yeah, it's turning the crank a little bit, but once it gets bottomed out, it should stay there. At 100 psi, I mean, we can hit, I could probably, yeah, I can get it to hit 0 if I really want. So number 1 is good. Now honestly, 2 and 4, I kind of expect a little bit of a leak. The seats and the valve margins might be leaking a little bit. Well, looks good to me. I must mention that I did notice the camshaft seals were replaced. They're a little awkwardly put in, but they're not leaking. But that, I guess that's, you know, the reason that probably the timing belt was done, probably to do some camshaft seals. And really, honestly, by the looks of them, they're not very old. So this thing may not have been out of time for very long. Because I was thinking about it, if to over rev this thing and cause the belt to jump, I mean, it'd have to be a kind of a worn belt, maybe no timing guard or belt guard on the crank. So I kind of do suspect that this thing was timed incorrectly. Probably doing those camshaft seals, putting the belt back on wrong, not having the proper tools to do it. Okay, here we are, number 3. Hopefully that crank doesn't come swinging around. 0, no problem. So it really does look like these heads are in really good shape. And here we go with number 4. Looks good. So at least now I know where this thing's at. I know the heads should be reusable. The only real last inspection is to pull them off and have a look at the combustion chambers to see if there's any hairline cracks anywhere, because not being heated up and cold, they can actually hide a leak. So when I get the heads off and I can have the visual inspection, I'll know for sure. But I'm going on the idea right now that they're good, and I'm gonna plan to reuse them. So moving forward, I'm gonna pull the cams out and the heads. We'll do that next video. I do have to clean up this place. It's turned into a little bit of a war zone, if you know what I mean. Like, there's stuff all over the floor. The bench is really covered, and then got to start planning to pull that thing apart. More junk over here. So yeah, if you like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up, and if you're new here and you haven't already, please consider hitting that subscribe button for me. Leave your questions and comments further down below, and I'll see you in the next one.